Only on Fox 21 News at 9.
We continue with our 12 Weeks to Wellness program with Scott Uhalt, Dr. Scott, we should call you.
Yeah,
maybe if we call you Dr. Scott, you'll be on Oprah or something someday.
Well, it's an option for sure, but yeah, not necessary. Scott,
you're with the Phil Long dealerships. You're the wellness director there. And
yes.
If you were with us last Thursday, we talked about ways to get fit and well. It's a big mental game, you say, right?
It's more mental than anything, and you really do. You have to set a game plan to make sure that you're successful, and that's the problem. Is a lot of people don't come up with a process. They want the result, but they don't know how to get there, and it's a mental issue for sure.
And that's what we're going to try to do today, is set up one of those processes. You say it's really not what we eat, but how we eat, right?
That's the first step, but there's two ways to clean up the way that someone eats. And really the first way is what you eat, is how you eat. And what I mean by that is some people eat once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, and those eating that few times really undermines their health, at least from a weight management perspective.
Why is that?
It has to do with blood sugar and so forth. The human body only responds to what it's given, food intake for example. It can't predict things, and it only responds. And when you have blood sugars that fluctuates up and down, it really tells the body, hey, store food as body fat. Don't utilize it immediately for energy needs. And so people that eat once or twice a day, those are the people that generally tend to be overweight.
Is that old caveman principle, like your body storing its stuff because it thinks it's going to starve?
Yeah, I use the bear in hibernation process. A bear goes into the wintertime full, and then he comes out in the springtime not looking full, pretty ragged, and his body's consumed itself over the course of the wintertime. And he's prepared for all that by eating everything that he can prior to going into hibernation.
Now you got 5 steps for us that we can get this in check on how we eat better. You say the first thing is never miss a meal.
Absolutely right. Breakfast is most important. You've already gone 8, 10 hours without eating from your dinner the night prior. If you skip breakfast, it really slows your metabolism, and it promotes, again, the desire for your body to want to store body fat. Even if you don't eat fat in the next meal, if it's fat-free, your body's going to store some of that as fat.
What about timeliness? You say eat about every 4 hours, right?
If you can, yeah, about every 4, 5, 6 hours. And this is where you have to fluctuate a little bit. Somebody that gives you nutrition advice without really giving you a diet analysis first might be giving you suspect information. But yeah, analyze someone's diet, and then you have to fluctuate 4, 5, 6 hours in between meals, but never more than 6 hours between meals, because again, you'll promote this starvation response.
And how much we eat every 4 hours is important. You say portion size is really huge, right?
Portion size is big. You can eat almost anything that you want to, but you do have to portion size. For example, you can have 3 pieces of pizza. It's not the best food, but you can have 3 pieces, but you don't eat them all at one time. You eat one now, eat a piece in an hour and a half, and another in an hour and a half, versus all 3 at one time and not eating for 5 hours. And believe it or not, how you eat food influences how your body stores it.
Is there like an amount of calories, like we were talking earlier about so many calories per sitting to kind of even it out throughout the day?
Now that's definitely dependent upon the individual that you're working with, but yes, by all means, small people, women, people elderly, they don't need as many calories. Someone like yourself and myself, we need more calories per serving, but you don't want to overdo. For someone your size and my size, probably more than 700 calories at a meal is overindulging, and your body will store some of that as body fat.
What about carbohydrates? We hear a lot about that, the low carb diet. I mean, what's that all about?
Yeah, that's interesting. We're starting to define and figure out how carbs work inside the body, but I'm going to go back to how you eat. You always hear about bad carbs, white refined sugars and flours. Those aren't necessarily bad if you're active, but if you're inactive and you've got the starvation response going on, your body is very efficient at converting those to fats and storing them. But if you're active, you can eat them. But by all means, I like 40% carbs, about 30% protein, 30% fat, and if you're trying to diet down, I would up my protein a little bit and drop my fat to about 20-25%.
And the 5th element, you say, drink plenty of water.
Water is crucial. Believe it or not, we're a lot more water than we are anything else. We're about 70% water. And I always kind of giggle. People say that they went on a diet and I lost 12 pounds the first week, but it was water weight. Well, where does that water come from? It's the protein inside your body, and that's not good weight to lose. So staying well hydrated, it helps with your skin. If you got wrinkly skin or you got something of that nature. Water really helps you stay hydrated.
And especially in our climate here. Dr. Scott, thanks for joining us this Thursday.
You're very welcome.
We'll check in with you next week on the third step of our 12 Weeks to Wellness.
You bet. Look forward to it.